Alrighty, so my eyelids are prepped. Now let me just find a brush. I cleaned all my brushes yesterday. You guys, if you see the brushes that I have, it's wild. Okay, so I'm gonna take the, oh, they smell so good. I'm gonna take the Life Glam Scorpio palette, and these are the color tones I'm gonna do, is like greens, some shimmer probably, and then mix in some matte greens as well, because I asked people on my Instagram and most people said green. So first of all, I need a transition shade, so before we get carried away, I guess we'll just go in Mythical. This is one of my favorite palettes. This is the Life Glam Magical Dust palette. Oof, the sun is hitting all the wrong spots right now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tap that real nice all over my crease area, because you know we're gonna be doing like the greens are gonna be very vibrant, so I definitely want a pop of transition. Man, I look so crazy, but it's so nice outside. Anyways, I'm gonna take the color Wild Scorpio palette, that same brush that I used to pack this brown. By the way, I got like a fluffy brush, and then I just, like how I packed it on, I literally just dipped a little bit into this pinky color and I just swooped it all around to kind of just buff out the edges, so it gave like a pinky purpley vibe, which is totally fine because I want another color to contrast with. And now I'm going to go into this green, and it's a matte shade, so I'm going to pop that directly over that brown and kind of cover it with this green. But I still want a color to be transitioning in between there so that my blending process is a lot easier, you know, versus if I just go with the solid green, my blending process could be a little bit more patchier. So just gonna keep packing it on until I get the color payoff that I want. It's very, very pigmented though. And then I'm gonna take a clean, so just to show you guys, I'm gonna blend that green. I'm taking like a little fluffy brush. I would probably use something a lot thinner but still fluffy. And then let me zoom you guys in, and don't worry about this lid area. I'm just gonna go ahead and really lightly like buff that and kind of just melt it into the other colors. Now I do have a brow scar right here, and my brows are all, you know, hairy because haven't gotten them done in a long time. But just so you guys can get an idea, I'm only taking the edge. I'm not like mixing right over here, you know, because then that's gonna make it patchy. I'm just taking these edges right here and really lightly blending it into that pinky color. And you can cover the pinkness if you don't like it. I just kind of wanted like a color to be there underneath, so that when I do my blush and my lip, they kind of blend really nice together. I'm just going to go ahead and keep buffing that out, but not worrying too much because I'm going to go ahead and pack more colors on it. Alrighty, now I'm going to take this green that's in the palette. It's very similar to this color right here. It's just shimmery. So I'm going to focus that like only on the outer part right here, just because I feel like if I put it all over my lid, it's not really going to, you know, it's not, the makeup will be cute, but it's nothing like crazy. So I'm going to be mixing a couple shimmery green tones here and there just to add more dimension and reflection. So I feel like I packed that on to my lid area pretty well. And then I'm going to go into another green tone and kind of just keep adding it and building onto it. Okay, so next I'm taking this, I haven't used this palette in a long time, but this is the Velvet 59 Beverly Hills Dolls palette, and there's like a dark forest green. And I'm going to take that with my index finger and just buff it closer to the lash line and slightly out. I don't want to drag it way too out right there, but I do want to give a shimmery contrast between those two tones of the matte green and then this green right here that's happening. And then I'm going to take another cleaner finger and I'm going to go into this much more mintier green that's a lot more pastel, and I'm going to go ahead and pack that kind of on the 1/3 of the lid and mesh it with the other one. I'm just going to take another finger and just keep tapping it to melt all these metallics together. And with the metallics, I like to go with my finger first to really lay it on, and then I can go with the brush and detail. Okay, so far it's looking like a mess like this right now, but I'm going to go ahead and pick back onto the matte shade and go in and add all the matteness that I want and kind of take away from the shimmers that are blending up here. Now again, I'm not blending it because you're going to get all those metallic shimmers to kind of like fly off everywhere. And so I'm just going ahead and adding a lot of the color concentration out here in these corners. And then once I go ahead and clean up the eye area, you'll see it looks a lot more, you know, just cleaner, and it transitions a lot better. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to keep packing on the shade. And then I think I'm going to add really slight like black and just smoke it right there just to make the look more dimensional. And I do have the eczema happening right here. I know last time I was on here I asked you guys, and I got a lot of people sending me recommendations. Okay, so now I'm just taking a flat brush with some black shadow. I'm going to go ahead and pack it right here. And I lift my eyelids up because I have hooded eyes. You see if I relax it. And so you can see, do you want to bring it all the way up the black? I'm just going to kind of follow where that fold would be. Really lightly. I don't want to bring it all the way over because I'm not trying to make me look like panda eyes, you know? Or I don't necessarily want like a dramatic black. So I'm just going to kind of pack it right there and there. And then I'm going to take one of those brushes that I use for the green and just really lightly, you know, buffing it out again. Your blend doesn't have to be anything dramatic, and you definitely do not go in with a harsh hand. Like, I'm going in really, really lightly. If you feel like you're blending and you're taking away from it, instead of blending, what I like to do is actually pack over. So instead of blending it, I'm just going to go ahead and pack it over, and I'm going to continue doing that process until I get the opacity that I like. Alright, so I'm kind of just leaving my eyes as is. Now I'm going to take the best part, which is the cleanup process, and I'm just taking a makeup wipe and I'm taking out all that fallout, which is going to happen regardless. So that's why I like to do my eyes first when I'm going in with heavy shadows. For every day, it's okay to do your face first and then kind of go in with slight shadow, you know. Sometimes I'll just do for every day like bronzers and blushes on my eyes, like it's nothing crazy. But for days that you're using even really good quality shadows where there's no fallout, there's still going to be some fallout. And so I just like to do my eyes first, and just to kind of, you know, avoid that. That's something that I've always done. And especially when I work with clients too, sometimes I'll have clients be like, don't you want to start with my face first? I'm like, no way, I'm doing your eyes. There's no way I'm messing up your skin. So yeah, and that's it. It's really that simple. You want to shape it. I go from the end of my eye and I follow towards, not directly to my brow tail, but towards that way gradually. Okay, so I always do my same skincare or my skin prep, and now I'm going to be doing something different. I used these products the other day. I posted the selfie here so you guys can screenshot and follow me on Instagram or swipe up. But I used this, but I was